Wildcats. We're expecting fast swims, rip dives, loud cheers, and fun memories created today as our Wildcats swim and dive team takes on the Eastview Lightning. And now, here are your Eagan Wildcats. Head coach for the Eagan Wildcats is Chris Morgan. Assistant coach is Tyler Husko and Anthony Schmidt. Diving coach is Jason Bauman. Your Wildcat captains are Hans Broman, Jacob Frost, and Chuck Steffen. Your official for today's meet is Bob Hunstead. Please stand for the national anthem. We will begin the meet today with diving. Today's order of divers is
Welcome, this is Gus Broman on ETV, and you have joined the Eagan Wildcats virtual meet against Eastview Lightning. We'll be doing diving first this evening, and then we'll get into the swimming. Couple interesting facts. Coach Tollefson of Eastview was the original coach here at Eagan High School, and on that team was Eric Vogan, who is now an assistant coach at Eastview. So once Eastview opened, he moved from Eagan over to Eastview. So that's a little bit of the Eastview coaching background. All right. Once again this evening, Jacob Frost will be doing 11 dives, while the rest of the Eagan divers will be doing 6. The reason why Jacob is doing 11 is in order to advance to state, which the Minnesota State High School League did approve a state tournament, state meet on March 18th through the 20th, 2021. So more to come on that. So not a surprise to Jacob Frost, who has been there 2 times and has been preparing to arrive again. So so he's prepping with that 11 dives. What you'll see in the 11 dives is couple of the easier ones in that first 8, because you have to get into that finals night, and so and then his most advanced one is usually the last dive. So Jason Bauman is the coach, diving coach for the Wildcats huge pedigree. We'll talk about that a little bit more. Sam Johnson's doing his second easiest dive of the night. It's a 1.4. Good spot. He got the air, went in straight. Sam just keeps improving and improving. So scores are total of 16.8. Clark is going to go up, and he's going to be doing his easiest dive of the evening, which is the exact same dive. So you at home can judge them. Do you like Sam's dive better or Clark's dive better? It's up to you. The exact same dive of 1.4. Also a very good dive there. Knees out a little bit, but straight as an arrow going in, and he got a 22.05. So Jacob is now up, and he's Jacob Frost is going to do his easiest dive of the night, the 401B 1.5 inward dive pike. So this is different than the 401C. 0.1 more difficult. Very nice, good trajectory, knees, legs, ankles close together. 7.5 and 7. Very good scores, seeing some 7s there. Gabe Frost, Jacob's younger brother, a sophomore, is going to do a 401B. He's actually doing the exact same dive that big brother Jacob did. So you guys can judge at home. Which one do you like better, Jacob's or Gabe's? Not quite as high as his older brother, but that's fine. 2 years younger, a lot of time to improve. Jacob had a 7 and a 7.5. Scores come in for him are even 6 and 6. Judges agree. Good to get that consistency there. All right, Mr. Kip is going to do a 401B, the exact same dive as the Froster kids did. You judge at home. Wow, was that nice? That is his nicest 401B of the season. Where is he coming in? A 5.5 and a 5.5. All right, Jacob Frost is going to do a 403B 2.4. A lot of action on this one. It's an inward 1.5 somersault and a pike. Once again, it's a little nerve-wracking seeing when they face the board head on. Very nice. Good rotation. Good entry there. 6.5. Judges agree. 6.5, 6.5. Well done. Good to see the consistency of the judges. So round 2 is starting, and it'll start with Sam Johnson. He's going to be doing a 1.6. This is not quite the height that he wanted on that, so his entry was not what he planned, but still it was good. He got around. He got total of 16.8. All right, Clark is up. This is a 1.6. This is the exact same dive that Sam just did. So far their list has been the same in the first 2 dives. Even by the judges, 5 and 5, even at 24. Jacob's going to be doing a 1.7. This is his second easiest dive of the night. Forward 1.5 somersault pike. So same dive, only it was forward instead of inward. 6.5 and a 5.5. All right. Gabe is going to be doing a 2.2 here. 403C. Five and 4.5. That goes to Kip. 1.6. Inward one somersault tuck. Very good. Good entry. 27.6. Jacob Frost is going to be doing a 2.6, second hardest dive. Very good. A very nice twist at the very end. 6 and 5.5. Very good. Round 3 is starting now. So Sam is going to do a 101C. This is his easiest dive. It's a 1.2. Very good entry. Knees were a little bit out, but good entry. Judges say 5 and 4.5. Good job. Sam is really coming alive. I love it. Now Clark is up with a 403C 2.2. Right. Clark has been doing very well. Very nice. Good twist. I loved how he got that tuck out, and his entry was excellent. All right, 4, 4.5. 28.05. Jacob's going to do a 5132D 2.2. He is in the zone tonight. Good twist. Very good job, Jacob Frost. 4 and 4.5, huh? Gabe Frost, 104C 2.2, forward 2 somersault tuck. Very good. Ooh, a little over rotation. He kind of did more of a 2 1/4. Still, everything else seemed to be in alignment. What do the judges say on that one? 3.5 and 4.5. All right, Owen Kipp is going to be doing a 2.2 inward 1.5 somersault tuck. Owen has just really come alive, and each night has just been proving and building on it. Very nice. Four and a half. Judges agree for 29.7. Jacob Frost is going to be doing this is his second easiest dive, a 1.6, a back dive pike. So not a whole lot of action. So what you're looking for is mostly being straight, and how little splash does he have going in. All right. Very nice. Very good. His limbs and ankles were all straight. That was great. 4.5. Judges agree. Well done. Round 4 is starting up. Sam is going to do a 103C for 1.5 somersault tuck 1.6. It's a 1.6 difficulty. His second most difficult dive tonight. Very nice. His legs went out a little bit on that entry, but other than that, it was a really good dive. Judges say 4 and 3.5. That brings us to Clark. Eamon Marshall. He's going to do a 2.2. This is his most difficult dive of the evening. So he's going to be 2 somersaults and a tuck. All right. Very good. Threes even for a total of 19.8. That's awesome. Jacob's going to be doing his 7th dive. It's a 2.3, a back 1.5 somersault pike. So one of my favorite dives. I mean, it is more difficult. The back is, and then to do a somersault and a pike. Very nice. He turned it on the end. Very good. 5 and 4.5.
Next diver, Gabe Frost, 201C, back dive tuck, 1.5.
Gabe is going to be doing a 201C, 1.5. It's a back dive tuck. Not a whole lot of movement on this. Pretty straightforward. Touching the knees. The first pike was a little choppy, but the entry was good. 4.5, 5.5. This is going to Kip doing his fourth dive, a 2.2. Forward 2 somersault tuck. Oh, very nice. Oh, and his feet in. Very good rotation. Owen's really coming alive. 5.5 and 4. That brings us to Jacob in his round 8th dive. This is his second easiest. It's a 1.7 reverse dive pike. Very nice. 5.
Start round 5, Sam Johnson, 5121D, forward 1 somersault, half twist free, 1.7.
Good nice twist by Owen. Very good job. That brings us to the 5th round of diving. 3.5 and 3. Okay, 24.23. This brings us to Jacob. Jacob's going to be doing a 52.31D, 2.1. Back, 1.5 somersault, half twist free. Very nice. Good twist and good entry by Mr. Frost. 5.5 and 6. Very good scores for Mr. Frost. Gabe is going to be doing his 5th dive. It's going to be a 204C, back 2 somersault tuck, 2.2. All right, a 2.2. Gabe is really coming alive. I like this back dive. This gets better every week. Good job. You got that last quarter twist in. He'll score well on that. 4s and 4 for 26.4. This brings us to Owen doing a 2.2 difficulty. This is a back 2 somersault tuck. So Owen has just really been improved on these rotations here. There it is. Very nice. He's getting around way faster these days. 4s even. All right, this is bringing us to Jacob's 303B, 2.4. Jacob's going to go up. Reverse, good entry. The legs separated a little bit, but still good nonetheless. 4, 4.5. So not quite as high scores as he did last week on that dive. We're starting round 6 now, the final round of diving. Sam Johnson. 201A, 1.7. Second hardest, little over rotation. 4 and 5.5.
Next diver, Clark Amen Marshall, 201A, back dive straight.
Clark Amon Marshall, 201C, back dive tuck, 1.5. So 1.5 is 3rd easiest dive. Nice entry. Good entry. What do the judges say on this? 4.5. Same. Boy, the most consistent judging tonight. This is amazing. So Gabe is, oh sorry, this is Jacob at 404C 2.8, his hardest dive of the evening. So very good rotation, gets it in. A little bit of a bigger splash than usual. He's going to get in the sixes, it looks like. Yep, 6 and 6.5. So Gabe is going to be doing a 1.7 back, 1 somersault, half twist free. All right. 52.21D. He's concentrating, gets that flip a little off angle, but entry was good. All right, the scores come in. What are they? 4 and a 3.5. This brings us to the final dive of the evening. It's Owen Kipp. This will be 52.25D 2.7. So his most difficult dive of the evening. It's good to see him doing a 2.7 dive. Owen's coming alive. Oh, look at the twisting. Oh, good job. He got that arm in. A little bit of a splash, but still, that was fantastic nonetheless. So 5.5 and 4.5. That concludes diving. So there's going to be a 10-minute break here. So hold tight. They're going to open up the pools for warm-up so the guys can get the muscles going. Eastview had a great diver the last couple of years, so he did graduate last year, ended up diving in college, so I think we should be pretty good, at least with Jacob getting that first spot. We'll see how that goes. Only time will tell. But back to the coaching. We talked about Eastview, that their coach was a former Eagan coach, Tollefson. Also a science teacher there and a track coach. So Chris Morgan is in his 13th year here of coaching, and so he'll be doing, it's great to have him. And Bauman, who is the diving coach, has quite the pedigree and has actually done announcing. In fact, he should be up here doing the announcing. He's done announcing for ACC. He's done coaching for Olympic coaches, Division I, and he does have his own. He does have his own dive club called North Star Diving. So as usual, we have our special guest for the evening, Jackson Keller. 1 second here, Jackson. Grab the headset. We got the good headsets tonight. Basketball is not on, so we're, is that? Oh, I guess not. That's all right. We'll just hand it off here. So Jackson, we'll just hand it off. We'll hand the headset. So sorry about the little bit of riffraff in between here, but that'll be fine. So Jackson Keller is the repeat, or he's defending champion of 200 freestyle and 500 freestyle at state. I don't know if you can actually say he's defending, because he's not going to defend it, because he's not going to compete in the state meet. So. Because he's just swimming club. So hold on 1 second as we switch microphones so we can talk to Jackson a little bit easier. All right, there we go. Let's do a little sound check. We okay, ETV? All right, boy, do we appreciate ETV broadcasting this, and some of the best in the business. I was able to do the basketball game the other night. Always great camera work there. But so we have Jackson Keller. I said defending champion, but he isn't defending because he won't be swimming there at the state meet. But Jackson, now that swimmers haven't had that club swim since the pools were closed, what kind of times are you expecting at the state meet for high school this year compared to last year? And
a lot of the times that I'm going to probably expecting at the high school meet from the high school swimmers, probably similar times. I'm thinking for at least like the top guys, or most of the guys actually. I feel like those guys are going to be ready, tip-top shaped, because they've been trying to swim, or at least I think. So.
Yeah, but you say trying to swim. Honestly, usually you have probably 2 weeks off in August. The rest of the year you're swimming. But this year, literally, the pools were closed even for club swimmers, right? So how many weeks were you off this year compared to last year?
So this year I was off from March and April. Then I was back in like April and May, and then we got shut down for a little bit. Then we were back, and then we got August off, and then we were back for 3 months, and then we got off in November and December, and now we're back. So it was a lot of off and on type swimming.
So if it really was off and on, you really expect those same times to be coming in at the state meet, huh? You can make up being 8 weeks off in a month or so?
If not the times that they were producing last year, definitely pretty gosh darn close, because I know those guys, and I feel like those guys are really hard workers, and if they can if they want to get there, then I believe that they can get pretty gosh darn close to what they were doing last year.
All right. So rumor has it that you're also the one of the racers for Reagan Smith, who's also swimming at Riptide, world record holder. How often do you practice at the same time, and does she have her own lane? Are you trying to chase her down, or what's that dynamic like over there at Riptide?
Yeah, so I see Reagan a few times a week. She'll be doing, sometimes she'll be doing like a college practice, like with some of the other college swimmers that are currently at Riptide, and sometimes I'll be swimming, like not with her in the same lane, but like same type of practice. And yeah, I will be trying to chase her down because she is a little bit faster than me in practice. So it's nice to have somebody to chase down in practice.
So have you talked to her about the Olympics? It seems like the Olympics will be on this summer, and she'll be on that team. And how does that adjust her training?
Yeah, I haven't talked to her personally about it, but I know that my coach and Reagan have been, she's been getting some personalized sets, so we'll be doing some set, and then she'll be doing a different, probably harder set for her.
All right, we're really fortunate here at Eagan Swim and Dive to have such a supportive booster club. The booster club knows that the school can't quite pay as many coaches as the guys are used to at club. So the booster club actually pays for a third coach to be on deck. That's Tyler Husko. In addition to that, the Eagan Booster Club funds a strength and conditioning coach where they're hitting the weight room. And this week is the first time that they were allowed into the weight room, kind of separated out. And so after practice, after swimming 3.5 miles, they're hitting the weights hard and heavy. So Jackson, in addition to your club swimming, are you hitting the weights?
I'm actually not hitting the weights. We are doing more of like a dry land approach, doing more body type workouts like pull-ups, push-ups, sit-ups, stuff like that. Not trying to do anything like super heavy and trying to bulk up. Try not to do that.
Right, yeah, absolutely. I mean, every muscle, you don't want to be bulky, but you want to be fit, so that usually means low weights, high reps, and that's kind of what the Eagan boys are doing now. I know that they had their full practice. The basketball team had their full practice. Basketball team hit the weight room. Swim team was still practicing and then hit the weight room after that. So, yeah, that's also key as well. So Jackson, swimming is the most, there is no impact. So what do you do for your joints to keep the bone growth going and to make sure that you have a little bit of impact because you have no impact?
So at Dryland, we'll be doing, we have sleds and we have box jump ups and push-ups and like that kind of stuff. So we'll be trying to get that type of workout in and trying to like really work those joints so that we can not lose those.
So in club swimming, you have your dad, Paul, and your mom, Jennifer, cheering in the stands. You have very supportive grandparents from Owatonna. I think your other ones are in Maplewood. Those are the people that cheer for you there. When you're swimming for the high school team, it seems like there's 40 guys yelling and screaming. So tell us the dynamics of what it's like from a high school swim team as opposed to swimming club and the camaraderie and such.
For me, I feel like club or high school is really tight family, and everybody's cheering for everybody. And no matter like what swim you do, like there's all sorts of different like levels that the swimmers have. So everybody's appreciative of like what type of swim they do. At club, I feel like it's more of like competitiveness, trying to beat the other person and trying to get a better time. You're still a family, but I feel like it's more of the competitive aspect, getting those cuts, like Speedo sectional cuts and future cuts and state cuts and all those kind of things. I feel like really about the competitiveness.
Yeah, that's totally true. I guess one other question, do you get free food after the meets from Riptide when you leave?
No, I actually don't.
Oh, really? That's funny. Yeah. Well, what kind of snacks do you get from the Eagan Booster Club when you were swimming on the team here after meets? What was that like?
It was like sandwiches, chips, and Gatorade. That was real nice.
All right. So what's your preferred sandwich? This is not an endorsement. This is not an advertisement. Jackson Keller will be competing in college, so we don't want to ruin any NCAA scholarship money here. So this is not an endorsement. But what's your favorite sandwich shop, Jackson Keller?
I would have to go with Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's. That was not a paid advertisement. That came from his heart. Follow him on Instagram. His Instagram handle is?
Jackson Keller.
Wow. And that's Keller spelled with an H. The H is silent. Keller. So Jackson Keller. Follow him there. Jackson, I hope to see you next meet, and you always bring a lot of fun. So take care of yourself.
Junior varsity will be swimming in 2, 4, and 6.
All right, we are back at it for live swimming, and it's starting with the JVs in the 200-yard medley relay junior varsity. It's great to see this. Tonight we're having 3 lanes of the JV. So in the water right now in lane 2 is Riley McRoberts. Lane 4 is Tyler Burby. Lane 6 is diver Jacob Frost. It's good to see Jacob doing the backstroke. I mean, what a versatile athlete. Not only is he a soccer player, diver, but doing a backstroke. Lane 4, the swimmer in the water, is William Wynn. In lane 2, just dove in, is Lucas Hanna. And who is that in lane 2? That is Lucas Arvidsson, the senior. Speaking of seniors, it was just announced that District 196 is going back to hybrid, so these kids can be getting back into school. More on that during the 500 here. Great that the boys have had some season here. All right, lane 4, that is Reese Heenis-Cook. Lane 2 is Ben Currens. Boy, these flyers are even in lanes 2 and 4. All right, lane 6, getting ready to dive in the water, is Carson Rivard. You know, boy, these splits are coming in tight here in lanes 2 and 4. We'll see what these splits are going to be, but it looks like Reese Heenis-Cook is going to beat him out a little bit on the blocks. In lane 4 is Dabin Chong. Lane 6 is Neelan Ambalam. Those flyers, 29.88. That was for Ben, and then 29.84 for Reese Heenis-Cook. Yeah, that was close. Your freestylers are coming in next. Vidan Shrista is in lane 2. Dabin Chong, lane 4. Neelan Ambalam, lane 6. Touching in first for that JV A relay is Dabin Chong. They finished with a 2:01.49. JV B relay, 2:02.96. That's bringing us, yeah, good job. Way to finish that off, Nealon. That's bringing us to our A relay for the varsity relays for the medley. Looks like Chris Morgan is going back to his A lineup with his, I think this is his, well, I'm not sure. No, he mixed it up again a little bit. Derek Bango's going in. So we'll see how that is.
Event 2, boys 200-yard medley relay varsity. We have swimmers in lanes 2 and 4.
You can tell these guys are getting more fit and more comfortable in the water, getting some good yardage in. This is your varsity 200-yard medley relay. Lane 2, that is Victor Santoyo Lopez. Lane 4 is Derek Bango. So look at the backstroke flags. They count it 1, 2 strokes on the front, pulling hard, getting that big kick. Boy, Victor is doing a nice work on that turn. Derek Bango also on the blocks in lane 2 is Will New. Chuck Steffen in lane 4 for the A relay. Chuck is the #1 breaststroker here, and during sections, will probably go in as the 3rd seeded breaststroker for Eagan. In sections, a boy can only swim 2 individual events and 2 relays. Actually, they can swim 4 total, so sometimes you could do 3 relays. On the blocks now is Hans Broman going to be going in for the butterfly. Chuck Steffen's split was a 28-29. Will News was a 31-68. Broman hitting that wall perfect on that butterfly. Sometimes you're just a little farther away and you have to streamline. So Broman is getting his count stroke down a lot better. Thomas Keller is on the blocks. He'll be freestyling. Broman touches it. Keller, perfect transaction there. Broman went a 25.07 on that butterfly. Coming in at 27.17 in lane 2 by Harrison Bowie. Now your freestylers are in. Like I said, Thomas Keller in lane 4. Lane 2 is Alex Bango. Keller's coming in hot. Let's see what we're going to be doing here. And that's a 1:43.47. That's a good time. How does that compare? I'm trying to pull up kind of the meet entry here. See how that compares. In relation, that was a very good medley relay for the boys there. I'm trying to see what their time was before. I don't have that, and my apologies. The medley relay, the pool record is a 1:34.99, which is 9 seconds faster. That was set by Parker Lemke, Max Stidman, Eli Broman, Sam Zenner.
Boys 200-yard freestyle junior varsity.
All right, we're getting into the 2 free here. Junior varsity. Another shout out to Eagan TV. I just love this. It's just, Greg is producing a little bit. We have extra cameras tonight, so we really appreciate their support, being able to bring this to you at home. I know you appreciate it. Very few people here in the stands here due to the restrictions, so we are grateful for Eagan TV. I was able to do the commentating for the boys basketball the other night, and another good set of camera work. Here in lane 2 for the 200 free junior varsity, that's Reese Heenas Cook in lane 2. Lane 3 is Derek Bango. Lane 4 is Lucas Arvidsson. All of these swimmers have swum already, not only as a warm-up, but in that medley relay. So you're going to see these guys go just battling it out here. Let's check in and see where they've been before. This is Lucas Arvidsson's first time this year swimming the 2 free. So we'll see if he's going to come out hot or if he's going to, how he's going to pace this out. Derek Bango, I'm sorry, trying to see if Reese Heenas Cook has done this. Due to COVID, they're not giving me another statistician in the booth, so my apologies. Reese Heenas Cook has done a 2:15.23. And Derek Bango, he does not have a time. So we have two new guys with Derek Bango and Lucas Arvidsson. Reese Heenis-Cook with a 2:15. So let's checking in on them. Derek Bango is coming really nice, a very nice streamline, gets out past the flags. Look at lane 2. Lucas Arvidsson gets out past that flag, and it's really important as you're kicking out that you're pushing past, oh, I'm sorry, that was Reese Heenis-Cook in lane 2, pushing past the flags. Arvidsson is at lane 4. So watch again, watch Reese Heenis-Cook. He turns, pushes, he'll take that stroke, and then he'll breathe. Compare that to Lucas Arvidsson in lane 4. He breathes right away instead of taking that extra stroke. Oh my Lanta, what a good time. Lane 3, Derek Bango comes in with a 2:06.87. Good job, Derek Bango, for first time. Lane 2, Reese Heenis-Cook drops his time by almost 2 seconds at 2:13.83. Arvidsson comes in, gets his new seed time at a 2:19.10. Well done, guys. Very nice. I mean, that goes to show you that they are getting in shape. I mean, to Jackson Keller's point, if you don't swim, you fall way behind. So just getting, they started this year about 3 weeks late. So Reese Heenis-Cook dropping almost 2 seconds. It's quite amazing. Okay, we have the varsity boys coming up here. We'll compare, Reese Heenis-Cook has a 2:13.83. This is your slated varsity swimmers. In lane 2, perennial long distance swimmer is Johnny Mezaritsky. And then lane 3 is Captain Hans Broman. Lane 4 is Miguel San Jose. San Jose is, Broman has the fastest seat time with a 1:53.12. San Jose is second at a 1:53.47. We'll see where this goes. Miguel San Jose is also a long distance guy. Hans Broman is traditionally an IMer, has swum that at sections the last 4 years. Coach Morgan trying to see where they're going to place these boys come section time. You can't really swim the 2 free and the 2 IM because 2 free is now, and in 2 minutes will be the 2 IM. So you got to choose one or the other. Which two are you going to do? 29-22 split for Broman, 29-20 for Miguel San Jose, and 29:05 by Johnny Mezaritsky. These boys are close, they're tight. Coming in, let's see how the streamline is off the wall. Broman gets out, but Miguel gets a bigger push. He's taking that lead on Broman. Broman not giving that up. He's breathing that way. He sees Miggy's gaining on him a little bit. Broman turns. Miggy's first to the wall, 28.81 for Broman. 28.52 for San Jose. It's coming in tight, a 30.24 for Mezaritsky. They hit the wall the same. Let's see how they use that wall. San Jose uses it more, but Broman says not tonight. He's kicking hard. This is going to be tight. Oh, I love the camera work. You're going to be seeing it. It looks like San Jose is going to touch in, and that is true. It's a 1:52.69, and it's a 1:52.88 for Broman and a 1:56.95. So Mezaritsky adds 0.3, but the race in the middle with Broman and San Jose, both of those boys dropped 1.6 seconds. That's positive peer pressure. So many times parents talk about peer pressure and they talk about drugs, alcohol, meth, you name it, but there's positive peer pressure right there. Go faster, guys. So good job by those boys. It's fun seeing them fall into that pool after to try to drop that in. So now we're doing a little IM action. Three guys for the junior varsity here. Guns off, and lane 2, that is Lucas Hanna. Lane 3 is Will Wynn. Lane 4 is Carson Rivard. So only William Wynn has swam this before. He came in at a 2:29.84. Back to our two free. Reese Enos Cook took the JV at 2:13.83. And then the varsity, Johnny Mezaretsky was the #1 swimmer for, Miguel San Jose was the #1 swimmer at a 152.66, I believe, or 86, and Roman was a 152.88. Those are all unofficial times. Once again, during COVID, no statistician official up in the booth. Coming into the IM, this is the backstroke. Now watch this. Where you can gain time or lose time is exactly in this flip turn. It's so technical. They see that backstroke flag, they say 1, 2, 3, 4 strokes, flutter in, and then boom. Good turn there. William Wynn kind of did the backstroke finish to kind of go underwater and then just reset. Rivard did the coast, so it's all kind of what you're comfortable with. There is a bucket turn where you can kind of use that wall to your advantage, but that's a very advanced stroke. You'll see that more at a Division I level. So they're coming in with the breaststroke. Pays to be a good breaststroker in this event. Look at William Wynn just extending that lead a little bit there, because that breaststroke is the 50-cent piece if the race is worth $1. Slipping into that freestyle. Got to have two hands on the wall. You see William Wynn there kicking. Good, consistent flutter kick. Not a really big kick, but it's keeping him up at that surface. William Wynn has a 2:29.84 in this event as a seed time. Lucas Hanna coming in nice on the breaststroke. He'll be transitioning to the freestyle here. William Wynn, a 2:27.73. He dropped 2 seconds, 2.1 seconds. Boy, so the guys are getting in shape. 2:34.39 for Carson Rivard. So, you know, these guys are getting back into shape. I mean, it has taken quite a bit of time. Coach Gage, the baseball and wrestling coach, did not allow these guys back in the weight room until last week. So they're lifting and swimming hard. Good job, Lucas Hanna, coming in hard. Good finish. I'm telling you, anyone who can swim an IM is to be commended. Not only is it 2 to 3 minutes of swimming without stopping, but it is all 4 strokes. You watching it at home, you couldn't even do the butterfly, 92% of us. I say us because I am included. This brings us to the 200-yard individual medley varsity.
Event 6, boys 200-yard IM varsity.
All right. Swimmers are on the blocks. Victor Santoyo Lopez, lane 2. Lane 3 is Chuck Steffen. Lane 4 is Harrison Bowie. Harrison Bowie last year was a 500-yard freestyle. This year's been more of a butterflyer and a two. He swims them all, but Coach Morgan is trying to piece together what is his fastest section team right now. So the butterfly is coming up here. You'll see the boys coming in. Thought Bowie might be out a little bit further on this butterfly here. That gets into the backstroke. You'll see Steffen reach out, those long arms, getting those paddles going. Victor Santoyo Lopez should catch up a little bit here on this backstroke. The kick is the same for the backstroke and the freestyle. It's just that flutter kick, only you're in different position altogether, so it just feels differently. So coming into the wall here, watch Steffen touch a wall, perfect cadence, goes right into his strongest stroke, which is the breaststroke. You'll see him just extend his lead by a ton right now since his breaststroke. He really he was training over in Wisconsin when Minnesota was shut down. He went to Wisconsin to Jackson Keller's point. If you're not training, you're kind of losing it. So he was able to keep his heart rate up over across the border in Cheeseland, and it's paying off here. So his stroke that he really improved on the most has been the freestyle. So he touches in there with a 35-39 split for the breaststroke. All right, good job here in lane 2, a 40.07 for Victor Santoyo Lopez, and a 40.34 in in lane 4 by Harrison Bowie. So see where this is coming in. Stefan has a seed time of 2:06.32. Is he higher or lower? 2:06.16. He dropped 0.18 or something like. Do the math at home, please. It's 2:06.16 minus 2:06.32. So that's what he dropped. 2:14.86 for Victor Santoyo Lopez, and lane 4 is Harrison Bowie. He added time tonight with a 2:17.45. I wish I could break it down a little bit more for you. I think it was just his pacing and his timing. I think he just didn't come out as hard in that butterfly as he's used to. So thanks to ETV, we have it all on film. He can break it down on film with his family, who are great supporters of Eagan Swim and Dive. They do organize our fundraiser with the Mums events and Girton's Spring Flowers in the spring. So Nathan and Madeline Bowie, parents of Harrison Bowie. So this is a splash and dash down and back, 50-yard free, junior varsity. The number 1 seed here for your JV is Tyler Sitter, the senior in lane 3. He has a 26.34 seed time. In lane 1 is Neelan Ambalam. Lane 2 is Ben Currens. Lane 3, I mentioned Tyler Sitter. Lane 4, Vidan Shrista. Lane 5, Riley McRoberts. Lane 6, it's Kuldeep Ratchapatani. In the wall coming in, and that is Tyler Sitter in the lead, coming in hard. Now breathing should really start stopping. This is perfect seat time. Look at that flying V. That's coaching there. He knows the times. Tyler Sitter is coming in. He touches in with a 26.13. Good for him, dropping time. So lane 1 got 6 is Neelan Ambalam, 29.84. Lane 2 got 2nd, and that is Ben Currens with the 26.66. Mentioned Tyler Sitter. Lane 4 got 3rd place. That's Vidan Shrista with the 26.98. Lane 5 was Riley McRoberts, 28.76. He added 0.3. Kuldeep Ratchapatuni got 5th with the 29.35. So most of the guys added there in that JV heat, except for Mr. Sitter, who was seated lowest and still dropped 0.2. So very good race by Mr. Sitter. Okay, we're getting varsity times. So let's remember 26.13, Tyler Sitter, the winner of the JV heat. Compare those times to lane 2, Roni Shrista, lane 3, Emilio Santoyo Lopez, lane 4, Thomas Keller. I'm looking for Thomas Keller to go at 22 tonight. He has a 23.07. Can Mr. Keller get under that mystical 23? Or is it Emilio Santoyo Lopez? Who wants it more? Emilio Santoyo Lopez touches in. That's the first 22 of the season right there. That's a 22.89 for Emilio Santoyo Lopez. I'm sorry, that is the second one. He had a 22.95 before, so he dropped 600ths. Great swim. 23.27 by Thomas Keller. He added time. I think that was the Taco Bell last night. Lane 2 is Roni Shrista. He dropped time, the only one dropping time, 23.93. Very good times there. So excellent report there on that 50 freestyle. You know who's in the building? You know who's always in the building? It's Athletic Director Sandy Setter. Here she is again. It is just wonderful to have her here. Actually, hold on. Let me see if I can get my assistant, get her on the air. Oh, she's stepping out to go to the basketball. Anders, can you go see if Sandy will say some words? Oh, she's out of the building. governor was about to shut things down, she got word. I was commentating for volleyball. Eagan was ranked 3rd in the state. Outside of boys swimming, it's the most prolific, high-performing sport here at Eagan High School for the girls is volleyball. 7-time championship time. So 7 times they've gone to that championship game. Sandy wanted to know and let the girls play one more game. Governor Walz says no more competitive sports. Sandy Setter calls the athletic director of the Shakopee Sabres and says, hey, the shutdown happens on Monday. Game on? He said, absolutely, it's for the kids. So Sandy gets paid the same, created a lot more work for herself, but she came over and just was able to handle that perfectly to get the girls one more game. That's what Sandy Setter does for us. Just a great leader in our community and for these kids. It's just amazing what she has done for not only the swim and dive program, but volleyball, you name it. You know, getting the new turf field in this fall, orchestrating, and of course there was a delay in that, so coordinated with Percival, the athletic director at Eastview, to use that as a home field for boys and girls soccer. So just really a leader, and as gives way more of her time than her job really requires. I think hourly she probably makes what you'd make at Burger King because she's here all the time. So we certainly appreciate her, and actually does a lot of nice work. And Sandy Setter requests Chris Morgan to come in and speak at conferences, and the Minnesota Vikings brought in local leaders, and Sandy Setter gave her time to Chris Morgan to give a speech regarding the guys. So just fantastic what she does. So make sure you follow at Eagan Wildcats on Twitter. You'll see Sandy's work there, and of course she doesn't mention it, but that's her just being involved in the community. So just a fantastic person here. Always teaching life lessons and talks to the kids every season and does a lot of pep talk. So we are greatly appreciative of her. So now this break, what it is usually diving is going on at this time, and so it's usually a 20-minute break. So if you're a 50 freestyle, you also might be a 100 butterflyer, and so they need to give you that general rest as if it was a normal dual meet. So the other great thing about this Eagan facility is that we have a separate diving well. Eastview actually competes at Falcon Ridge Middle School. My apologies. They do not have a separate diving well. So what they do is they actually roll out the lane lines, and then they have diving that happens in the lane lines during the middle of the meet. So we are certainly fortunate to have that. So another great thing on the facilities. And speaking of the facilities, we have a new scoreboard here from our sponsor, Minnesota Orthodontics, generous sponsor of Eagan Swim and Dive. So if you don't like the way your teeth look, if they're a little crooked, go to Minnesota Orthodontics. I sent 2 of my kids there, Anders and Hans. Their teeth look great. So also good sponsor is the urgency room. So if we have an issue here, we would certainly go to the urgency room. So talking about Eagan Swim and Dive, couple losses in conferences this year already to Prior Lake, Lakeville South. Both of those teams are not in the sections. So the sections is Rosemount, Eastview, Woodbury, East Ridge. So some of the Cottage Grove, Washington County schools. So even though Eagan has lost 2 conference meets, still looking good and promising for the section. They're coming in with being the 7-time section champions. They're looking for their 8th consecutive section title. And so they also won that in 2005. That really has a lot to do with Coach Chris Morgan and what he's done. We've actually had, to my knowledge, 4 kids who opened enrolled for the education here at Eagan, but then also to be on the swim team, swim and dive team. I say swim team because they were swimmers. We have not had an open enrollee for the divers per se, but now that Jason Bauman is here, I mean, the pedigree, I truncated myself during that, but he really is fantastic. In youth sports now, a lot happens in the club seasons. If you look at the high school season for swimming this year, it's 2.5 months long. If you're a club swimmer, you're swimming 9 months. So if you're going to be on the podium for at the Minnesota State High School meet, that means you've been logging the hours. The same happens for soccer, you know, baseball, AAU basketball, that type of thing. The only sport that doesn't have a club program is football. Very difficult to compete. So many injuries that it's hard to do that year round. So it's kind of saying, okay, if you're a two-sport athlete, what clubs are you going to do? Because you can only do so many. So all that to say that Eagan, now that we know that there will be a state meet, which is March 18th through the 20th, you have to get a state cut time at section finals. So sections is 2 evenings. You swim 1 night, and there's probably 4 or 5 heats, 8 lanes, and then you need to make the top 16. The top 16 swimmers then are invited back on the Friday, and it is at that meet that you can qualify for state in one of 2 fashions. One, you can get a state cut time, which you can look up on mshsl.org, and it has a published times there, so you have to get the time there, or you need to finish first or second in the section. So what that means is you could finish first in the section and not have a state cut time, but generally in our section, if you're first or second, you have to get a state cut time. And that's the same for relays. So relays, if you get first or second, your team will qualify for state. The one little wrinkle this year is Eagan's spring break is over that March 18th through the 20th. So a lot of families are scrambling right now, trying to readjust spring break plans so they can participate in the state meet if they qualify. So as usual, with a lot of things going on, a lot of pivoting and changing of plans. So obviously, athletics is a huge commitment to not only the athletes but families. But the principles and things that you learn are very worth it. I look at Chris Morgan and the time that he spent with my 3 boys in the program, and outside of my wife Margie and myself, no other adult has spent more time with my kids than Coach Morgan. He's here 3 hours a day during the swim season, so huge commitment. Anthony Schmidt is also on deck. He is the assistant coach that is paid for by the school district, lacrosse swimmer. Also, he's a chemist at Ecolab. This is his 3rd year at the program. Excellent guy. Boy, do I miss his wife, Devin, and his 2 lovely kids who are always supporting the program here. But due to COVID and attendance restrictions, are not allowed to come. And then I mentioned Tyler Husko, the 3rd coach on deck, and he is the one who actually swam at Eagan High School, was a former captain, kind of fell in love with it a little bit, and he ended up he was student teaching. Now I think he's a long-term sub in District 196, and you know, the program meant so much to him. He came back, and he is hired by the Eagan Swim and Dive Booster Club. So he's paid by the boosters to do that. Okay, the official decided to come back. Kind of unfortunate when he leaves the pool, because there's only one person getting paid here tonight, and that's the official. So he's back and he's ready. So I guess we're all ready. So your first event after the diving break, which is a little bit unusual. We respect your time. That's why we do diving first. And so it's a 100-yard butterfly junior varsity.
Boys, 100-yard butterfly junior varsity.
If the official was gone that long, you'd think he'd get a stronger whistle. It's kind of a weak whistle for taking a 20-minute break, but back at it. 100-yard butterfly junior varsity. Lane 2 is Ben Currens. Lane 3, Alex Bango. Lane 4, Carson Rivard. The seed times are saying Alex Bango is a 108.26. Carson Rivard is at a 129.32. Ben Currens is at a 130.76. Currens, this break was actually for him because he swam the 50-yard free, and then right after that, now he's swimming the 100-yard butterfly. So get that heart rate down, come back at it. Your seed time, or your 29.74 is the split. Lane 2, 31.87, 32. So see how these guys finish off. Bango doing a nice job here. Good long strokes. Kind of up and down. A little more up. And sees alternating breathing. That's fantastic. Nice job. Oh, that is fantastic. A 104.88. Are you kidding me? A 3.6 second drop. Lane 2. Ben Currens. A 111.26. A 9.7 second drop. Carson Rivard in lane 4, 112.61. That is a 17-second drop. So these JV butterflyers are finding their stroke and getting their stride. To have all three of them drop that much time is pretty incredible. Your varsity guys are on the blocks now. Lane 2 is Victor Santoyo Lopez. Lane 3, Thomas Keller. Lane 4 is Harrison Bowie. The only one here who has a seed time under a minute is your lane 3, Thomas Keller at a 58.88. Then it's Harrison Bowie with a 101.79. Victor Santoyo Lopez a 104.87. Victor is hanging in there, though. I'm telling you, Keller touches in at a 28.08. And then 28.52 by Bowie, and then 29.77 for Victor Santoyo Lopez. Thomas Keller finding his stride now, gets that perfect time touch for that last flip turn. Dolphin kicks like crazy coming out of that wall. He's coming in strong. Tell you who's going to improve on their seat time, and that is Mr. Bowie. Keller striking it. The cadence is a bit, very nice touch in. Keller touches in at a 1.15. Bowie at a 1:02. That was 0.05 of a second difference between Bowie and Keller. Are you kidding me? 0.05. And then in lane 2 was Victor Santoyo Lopez, who dropped over 2 seconds with a 1:02.14. Wow, that was fantastic. Very close race. Very close race. Wow, that was fantastic. That's hard just climbing out of the pool when you just go all out like that. Oh boy, this is fantastic. We have JV 100 free. All right, the roster says Sam Johnson, the diver, should be swimming this, but I don't know if that's a mistake or if he's going for most versatile guy of the night. But we have, for JV, for the 100 free, we have Lucas Hanna in lane 2, and you have Will New in lane 3. Lucas Hanna has a 109.29 seed time. Will New has a 105.98. These guys are off and going. Like the vim and vigor Will New's coming out with. He's looking to decrease that time. Will New split is a 26.71 for at the 50. Lucas Hanna split 33.69. Very good. So Chris Morgan, a lot thinking going on in his mind. He moves the chess pieces more than any coach I know. Can score a meet before. He's trying guys in different spots. All right, we're seeing a touch in at a 57.93 by Will New. Wow, that's great. Dropping 8 seconds. And then Mr. Hanna comes in at a 1:10.26. So this next race is going to include probably the fastest 100-yard freestyler, Emilio Santoyo Lopez, either him or Thomas Keller. You're going to have Roni Shrista in lane 2 and Hans Broman in lane 4. So one of the things Coach Morgan is looking at is who is his relay team for that 4 free relay, which is all includes a 100-yard freestyle down and back. So Broman not generally in this race at a dual meet. So the question is he trying something new, or is he looking for his relay? Who knows what Chris Morgan is thinking? But I'll tell you, if it's related to swimming, his thinking is more right thinking than mine. So Emilio Santoyo Lopez, I believe he was a section winner last year and was on that 4 free relay. So expect to see him touching in with the fastest time tonight. Emilio split at the 50 is a 24.32. Broman comes in with a 25.02. And then Shrista comes in at 25.68. So coming into this last length, Emilio has about a body length on Broman. Broman not letting him out of his sights. He's digging deep. Now here's where you look. Look, no breathing now. Once you're hitting the flags, you just finish this race. Emilio, very nice swim, a 50.6. Great time by him. Broman also a good time for him, a 51.98. Broman drops 1.8 seconds off. Roni Shrista at 53.11. He drops 1.2. Emilio with that 50.60, he drops, wow. He drops 0.8. So there you see more times dropping. Good job there. Good race. That also bodes well for that 4 free relay, which is so key. I mean, if the freestyle, you have that 2 free relay, which is a 50. Then you also have that 400 free relay. And then you also have the medley where you need a fast 50 guy. So now we're in the 500-yard freestyle for junior varsity. Looking for a timer. So you always have a backup timer, which is on a score, on a stopwatch.
Swimming in lane 2, Neelan Ambalan. Lane 3,
Lane 2 is Neelan Ambalam. Lane 3 is Riley McRoberts. Lane 4 is Kultup Ratchabatuni. Ratchabatuni is, I believe this is his first year on the Eagan High School team. As Jackson Keller mentioned, the brotherhood is quite strong. I mean, if you think about the social aspect, when you're swimming, you're not really talking with anyone because you're underwater. But tell you what, when you go through swims like this, anyone who's going to go through the swim workouts, swimming 3.5 miles a day, sometimes 6 miles a day, boy, it becomes a brotherhood, I'll tell you that. So looking at these guys in this race, Riley McRoberts is in lane 3. He touches in at this point in the race as the 1 seed. His pregame meal is pre-meet meal is to eat a granola bar. Once the season's over and he can eat whatever he wants, he goes to Arby's for a slider. I got to ask him about that because I love that buffalo chicken and then also the jalapeno roast beef. So you say, hey, where does your inspiration come from for swimming? Riley McRoberts asked him that. He says, my faith in Christ. His favorite meet location is the Richfield Outdoor Pool. That one is a 50-meter pool, Olympic size, so that's his favorite place. Well, fun family fact, he is adopted, so I did not know that. His favorite meet ever was at the regional finals in 2018, so getting to know Riley McRoberts a little bit. Sure is good having him on the squad. Looking at Neelan Ambalam, his favorite pre-meet meal, eating a Subway with the team. We'll call it a Subway sandwich. It's that one up on Lexington and Diffley there. If you ever go there and there's a line of 12 people, you know you came at the wrong time. The Eagan Swim and Dive team is there. Loves fast food for when the season's over. His inspiration is his teammates. And his favorite swim and dive memory is when Neelan went under 30 for his 50 freestyle. So the counters are on the wall there. It's a 20 lengths of the pool for this 500 free. So as of now, they're turning and they're at the midway point. They are half done. Boy, is this a grind. 500 yards. The counter says just holding it still there. Little wiggle. Speaking of Sandy Setter, she invested in a new set of counters for the Eagan Wildcats. Right, where are we looking on splits? Let me read them off to you. Riley McRoberts at a 38.60, a 40.18 for Kaldup. All right, we'll see where Neelan Ambalam is. So we got that 13 number out there. $47.97 split for Neelan Ambalam. So it's going to be a fun one at the varsity tonight. It's Dobbin Chong, Johnny Mezaretsky, Tyler Burby. Mezaretsky has really settled in as a real good long distance swimmer here. So Riley McRoberts gets win a 40.03 there for a split. Kaldeep win a 41.58. So they're at 15. As soon as they see that 19, that means they're on the home stretch, meaning one last length. Just a grind. Boy, it's as if Riley McRoberts is loosening up. He won a 39.29, faster split than last time. Kaldeep won a 41.28. The 17 number is up for those two swimmers. Neelan kicking it in here. There's the bell. The bell indicates the leader has one lap to go. So McRoberts and Ratchabatouni need a down and back. They're done. Ambalam is 2 down and backs. Riley McRoberts all freestyle tonight. I'm sorry, except for the backstroke in the medley relay, but did a 50 free, a 500 free, and then he'll swim the 4 free. He does not have a seed time, so he's going to touch in at a 6:23.33. All right, and then you looks like your next finisher is going to be Kuldeep Ratchabatuni. He'll be touching in at a 6:37.96. Nealon's just digging in deep. He has another down and back. You know, not everyone has to do the 5 free, so Ambalam, good for him, signing up. He's going all out. So he's actually all freestyle tonight as well. He swam the free for the medley relay for JV, swam a 50 free, the 500 free, and then you'll see him freeing it up again with 100 yards during that 4 free relay. Good job by Ambalam. Going to finish in. He is going to break that 7:26 mark. Yes, he does. 7:24.98. All right, that brings us to the varsity for the 5 free. Boy, we're getting jacked up. Dabin Chong not wearing the meat suit. Is that a fast skin? Is he shaved fast skinned up for this? For a virtual duel? I can't tell.
Event 16, boys 500
Mezaritsky, he's got the team suit on. Burby's got the team suit on. Is Dabin Chong, is that a fast skin? I don't know. Oh. On the blocks for your varsity is Dabin Chong in lane 2. Lane 3, Johnny Mezaritsky. Lane 4, Tyler Burby.
Lane 3, Johnny Mezaritsky, and lane 4, Tyler Burby.
All right, let's get to know Tyler Burby a little bit. His favorite movie is Knives Out. His favorite teacher is Hubbard. Hidden talent is art. And his inspiration comes from the teammates that are better than he is. Dabin Chong, mentioned it before, but what he likes to do before the meet, listen to music, eat and pray. Perfect. Loves to eat ribs. Ocean's 11 is his favorite movie. Mr. Martinez, the Spanish teacher, is his favorite teacher. And his favorite swim moment is he got a 25 in the 50 free in 8th grade. Who does he look up to or gives him inspiration? Batman. His parents are from South Korea. That's a fun family fact. All right, seeing these guys coming in, and splits are revealing where they're at now. Tyler Burby got a 34-32 in that last split. Dabin Chong a 35-14. You'll see Mezaritsky continue to pour it on. He swam a great 500 last meet. Thomas Keller, the whole world thought Thomas is going to pull it out, and Mezaritsky, what a great swim. Telling you the yardage that kid has done in this Eagan swim and dive program, I can't even count. Probably swam across America and back with the yards that Mr. Morgan gives them. You know, this usually between Christmas and New Year's, they swim 6 miles a day and then they lift for an hour. The lifting isn't maxing out, it's just isolating those muscles for the events that they're doing. And then about 3 or 4 weeks before their last meet, be it sections or state, the coach begins to taper them, meaning they're not doing as hard of workouts. The muscles are recouping after just getting the living daylights beat out of them. They begin recovering. for that one magical moment. So once you're shaved and tapered, that's for that meet, that's when you see some big drops in time. So, all right. Mezaritsky, a 32.80 for a split. Tyler Burby coming in. His split is a 33.92. Apologies, a little cough break there. Had to get some water. Who's still watching the meet? It's Sandy Setter. Of course she is. Great supporter. 32.91 for Mezaritsky, the last split. 34 even for Tyler Burby. Lane 2, Dabin Chong. What's his split time? He's at a 35.70. Mezaritsky, nice push. Look at that. He breathes right as he comes out. I'd like to see him get that push, take one stroke. Because watch as he comes up, as he takes that breath, he surfaces and loses that big push. So here Tyler Burby comes in, does the flip. How does Burby takes that breath as well? If you can, I know it's a 500, and so breathing air is important. So Mezaritsky is going to earn that bell. Remember what the bell is? One lap to go for the leader. Mezaritsky does a 32.28. Dabin Chong is at a 36.66 on the split. Mezaritsky, will he beat his 5:16.65 time? That, it's going to be hard. It's at 5:05 right now. Burby touches in with the 34.25. Come on, Mezaritsky. Absolutely he does. A 5:15.14. I say it's tough. And Mezaritsky goes, that's what I needed. I needed someone to say it's tough. How does he do it? That's like 1.5 seconds from when he was battling Thomas Keller. Tonight he didn't have anyone on his heels, yet he drops a 1.5 seconds. Nice job, Mezaritsky. Tyler Burby, another nice job, 5:36.34. He drops 4.5 seconds left. And then Dabin Chong is like, don't forget about me, a 5:51.87. Talking about Mezaritsky dropping time, I'll drop the most out of anyone with 9-second drop. All right, they're going to do a short recovery break here because Mezaritsky is in the next 2 free relays, swimming a 50, so a little breather time. Get some space. Johnny Mezaritsky, this breaks for you. For all you do, this breaks for you. Gotta say, thanks to Eagan TV once again. You know, the consistent quality that they have. I'm sure if you really are an Eagan community member, you're not just watching Eagan swim and dive, but you're watching Eagan boys soccer, Eagan girls soccer, girls volleyball, boys football, boys hockey, girls hockey. Every single one of those is on Eagan TV. Boys basketball, girls basketball. I mean, these guys are spread thin. You know, when it's a hockey game, a basketball game, and a swim meet, they still get all the gear up and they're ready for you. So thank you so much for Eagan TV. You know, I know Farmington Swim and Dive was mad scrambling, trying to raise funds to just get cameras to be able to show in their community. So huge thanks to Eagan TV and actually Thomson Reuters. While they're not a direct sponsor of Eagan Swim and Dive, the production studio and the gear for Eagan TV comes out of Thomson Reuters. Here's an Eagan fun fact. Thomson Reuters, 2.9 million square foot of building, is the second largest building in the state of Minnesota. Can you name the first? Mall of America. Mall of America is the largest. The second biggest building in the state of Minnesota is Thomson Reuters, 2.9 million square feet. So you take the tallest skyscraper, IDS, Wells Fargo, those are all smaller than our building in Eagan here. It's also the largest book publisher under one roof in the world. You got that right, in the world. They do it all there. So it's good to have them as sponsoring Eagan TV and helping them bring the excellent quality that you have. If you look at other local cable stations, it's JV compared to the varsity and Eagan TV. So grateful to have them here. So speaking of Eagan and Eagan varsity teams, to letter in swimming, you need to get 42 points. If you win a race in high school, you get 8 points. Second place is 6, and it goes 4, 3, 2. And so what that is it's 42 points swimming varsity, and you earn a letter. So one of the things about Jackson Keller is he is not playing swimming high school this year. A little disappointing is that you alternate home and away meets. So last year he set pool records, Farmington, and 2 other pools I know. So this year he was slated to break pool records at Shakopee, Eastview, a couple of the others. Does not get that opportunity. So when he goes back to swimming high school next year, my plan is to have him swim different events, break different pool records at the same pool. So was thinking he'd be taking down more records here at Eagan this year on the pool board, but since he's not swimming high school, that won't be happening. He does have the pool record in the 200 freestyle here. All right, the swimming is back at it here. It's a 2 free relay, 3 lanes. It's down and back 4 times. Senior Lucas Arvidsson is in lane 4, going first. Reese Heenis-Cook is in lane 2. Lane 6 is Sam Johnson, the diver. Do we have a diving relay? We sure do. All divers in lane 6. I love it. They won't finish first, but it'll be fun, I'm telling you. Reese Heenis-Cook in lane 2. Who's going to win this split? It's going to be Lucas Arvidsson. What's his split going to come in at? Arvidsson coming in at a 25.30. Lane 2, Reese Heenis-Cook at 27.10. Sam Johnson, the diver, in lane 6 comes in at a 37.78. Gabe Frost struggling there. Excuse me, Clark Amon Marshall struggling, lost his goggles or something off the dive. All right, in the middle here, lane 4, very nice split, 27.29 by Tyler Sitter. Touches off for Jacob Frost. He swims like a swimmer, not like a diver. Lane 2 is that is Luke Vidon Shrista. Clark Amon Marshall coming in. Touches off to Owen Kipp, the diver. And Mezaritsky, the break was for you. 26.73 for Jacob Frost there. Lucas Hanna, 31.76 in lane 2. Last swimmer in the water is Mezaritsky. Owen Kipp doing nice work in lane 6 there as the diver. 144.96 for the JVA. Owen Kipp is handed it off to Gabe Frost. Look at that entry. Just like a diver, fixes his goggles. Did you see that? Dives in, fixes the goggles, and he goes, oh yeah, we're racing. little disappointed in Ben Frost. Ben actually has a pool in his backyard with a starting block. That's something that Gabe should have been working on all summer. Ben, that's on you. We're joking. We're having fun here. Let's see here. Gabe touches in with a 222.91. It is amazing. All kidding aside, they have a starting block on their pool in their backyard. I got to be honest. I've been in the hot tub more than I've been on that starting block. And from that dive in, I think Gabe Frost, too. He's been in the hot tub more than the starting block. All right, that brings us to the varsity 2 free relay. You're going to see 2 lanes here. Okay, I'm going to make a prediction. We're looking at lane 4. That's their A relay, a 1:31.89. That's the number 1 seed time. It looks like Morgan is going to go for a season best for the A relay. It's starting off with Thomas Keller with the still start. You know, we had Anders Broman up in the booth a couple weeks ago telling us about the relay start. We do have the triangle here. So watch as Thomas Keller is coming in as handing to Chuck Steffen. Watch Steffen move and kind of wiggle there and go. Yep, see that double touch there? And then Roni Shrista coming in with a 24.64. And then Keller came in with a 23.48. A little bit slower than when he swam on his own. All right, in the water in lane 2 is Alex Bango. Chuck Steffen coming in. He's going to hand it to Hans Broman. Let's see the relay start. A little stutter step. Steffen comes in with a, what is it? It's a 23.62. In lane 2, Alex Bango came in with a 24.72. So the fastest split of the evening so far is Thomas Keller with the still start. Broman coming in. No more breathing. He's just head down, all action. In the water now is Emilio Santoyo Lopez. Broman coming in with a 23.52. 400 slower than Keller. But let's be clear, Keller did not get the relay start. In lane 2 is Dobbin Chong coming in. In the water now. All right. What's it going to be? Is it a 1:31.89? It is not even close, folks. It is a 1:35.19. Different lineup than the first time. And then 1:38.38. 1:38.38. Hold on, we got an unofficial word here. This is unofficial, but the official did show us it was a DQ in lane 4. DQ in lane 4, which means someone started early. Chris Morgan has a tradition, has a moral fabric that he never says who gets DQ'd, but yet he works on that. But anyway, as Anders told us two meets ago, that is something that they work on as the season concludes, because relays are worth twice the points as an individual event. So there's work to be done in lane 4 before section time, people. We have plenty of time, don't need to be nervous, but DQs are killers in this sport. All right, your junior varsity 100 backstrokers in lane 2 is Reese Heenis Cook. And then you have Tyler Sitter in lane 3. Will Win in lane 4. I like to say will win. Will win. Boy, it is. Not quite the seeding thing. Reese Heenis Cook hits in first with a 34.24. Tyler Sitter 35.31. Will Win 36.13. See how these very good turn there by Reese Heenis Cook. Tyler Sitter is not traditional backstroker, so he's a little bit different on that flip turn, but still a lot of power. Boy, Reese Heenis Cook, are you kidding me? A 109.76, a 112.98, and then a 115.40 for Tyler Sitter. Will Win drops 8 seconds. I can't even do this math. Reese Heenis Cook drops 12. Wow. I saw that he must be doing a lot of work on those flip turns. Clearly, there's just days that assistant coach Anthony Schmidt will just pull guys aside and just work on some of those flip turns, and obviously that work is paying off. Your varsity swimmers for the 100-yard back. Lane 2 is Tyler Burby. Lane 4 is Derek Bango. Lane 4, Miguel San Jose. I'm used to Miguel San Jose swimming a 500. So I wasn't able to, he only swam the 200 tonight. Didn't have enough time to mention. He has a podcast, Disc Golf Podcast. So make sure you look up Miguel San Jose. I'm also a big disc golfer, so listen to some of that. So look him up. All right, the split 29-15 for Derek Bango. Very good. All right, as they're coming in here, who is it? It is a disc golfer extraordinaire podcaster, Miggy San Jose in the lead. Derek Bango in lane 3 coming in next. Miggy San Jose, what's your time? 58.78, drops 0.9. Derek Bango adds a little bit, a minute 42, but that's just 0.9. He's not happy with that. And then a 1:11.58. See that competitive nature there. Derek Bango saw that clock, just chucked his swim cap. He wants more, but that's what gets you going. Back to these times and seed times. I mentioned it last meet. If you're a soccer player, you don't know to the 100th of a second. Did you play a 100th better at Eastview than you did at Lakeville North? You just can't measure it. Good things, bad things happen. In the sport of swimming, you're exposed. What is your fastest time? And all this goodness that we're praising them about, like a second faster for Miguel San Jose. He drops a second, but guess what? Next week I'll be saying his seat time is 58.78. What have you done for me lately? That's why this is such a tough sport. Each race you're expected to do just a little bit better than you did the last time. All right, your 100-yard breaststroke junior varsity. You have Lucas Arvidsson in lane 3 as the number 1 seed. You have lane 4, Dabin Chong. Lane 2, Vidan Shrista. Vidan, boy, I got to mention, his dad runs all of the meets on Meet Mobile. So appreciative of that. Also appreciative of Paul Keller on running the Colorado. Super technical. All right, how we doing here? They're touching in. 2-hand touch for Arvidsson. All right, Dabin Chong touches in. Vidan Shrista. Vidan has had an interesting night. He just swam a 50 free, and then this 100 breast, and then a couple relays. So he definitely is a versatile swimmer, whether it be the breaststroke, backstroke. He's done IM, kind of does them all. Arvidsson coming off that 200 free. And then both relays. Oh, this is getting tight at the end here. You got Arvidsson, you got Chong. Who's it going to be? I think it's Chong. It 1:15.04. Arvidsson did not hit the pad solid. What a rookie mistake by Mr. Arvidsson. Veteran swimmer rookie move. Now none of us know. That's where the stopwatch comes in. So sorry, we can't tell Grandma and Grandpa what you got, Mr. Arvidsson. But with a 1:22.57, that is Vidan Shrista shaving 11 seconds off. Still great race by Arvidsson, I'm not going to lie. So let's just say 1:15.04. That stopwatch is going to say a 1:15, probably 0.3. So let it not be lost, even though he didn't touch the pad hard coming in. He probably shaved 4 seconds off that. So good job, Arvidsson. Good job. I know his brother, an alum of the program, Mitchell, is in Iowa City watching Eagan TV. So thank you, Eagan TV, providing this across state lines, across the world. You know, Dabin Chong's grandparents and South Korea. I mean, this just goes everywhere. Thank you, Eagan TV. All right, you got your 100-yard breaststroke varsity. Lane 2, Alex Bango. Lane 3, Chuck Steffen. Lane 4, Will New. All right. This is the last individual event for the evening. Then we have the 4 free relay. Chuck is doing a nice job kind of extending it out. Will also gets that nice glide in there. Up, down for Alex Bango. Steffen touches it. I think there's something with the pad. You know, I was a little harsh on Lucas, but Chuck came in, touched that pad, didn't give us a split, but 33.15 in lane 4 for Will New, 33.09 in lane 4. So I hope the stopwatch is ready. Tyler Sitter, you better get this time, because this I don't think it'll register on the scoreboard here. So it will be a stopwatch time, or will it? Nope, pad is dead. Steffen is like, are you kidding me? All right, we got technology. 109.92. Will New adds 0.3. 110.82. Alex Bango adds 0.5. So all the dots are across. So so now they're going to swim in lanes 2 and 4. You know, this is one of those things where everything's loaded up into the computer. So a rational person would say, hey, why not just swim in a different lane during this last? Oh, there it is. Oh, it didn't show up. Nope, sorry. False alarm. Lucas Arvidsson gives Steffen some encouragement. Both boys are going through the same pain as swimming hard, not having an official time. But hand watches are unofficial, and if they don't score, it shows up. So we got a 4 free relay. This is definitely a different lineup for the A relay than we've seen before. They'll be in 2 and 4. Oh, hey, yeah, no, we'll be okay. We'll get an official time here because we're in lanes 204. Lane 3 is the lane that we have a bum touchpad. So we'll get splits. We'll get official times, and we'll get great camera work by Eagan TV. So in lane 2 is Will New, and lane 4 is Carson Rivard. Will New just fresh off that breaststroke, so he'll be ready to go. Will New, before a meet, he'll eat a small meal. His favorite movie is The Martian. All right, where are we at? 28.05 for 28.05 for Carson Rivard. 28.70 for Will New. Back to Will New. His favorite teacher at Eagan High School is Mr. Cox. Hidden talent is music. Speaking of music, what are his 3 artists on his playlist? Arctic Monkeys, King Gizzard, and the Wizard Lizard. All right. Touching in Will New. That sends Kuldeep Ratchapatuni. Lane 2. And lane 4 is Tyler Sitter. Your splits there were Carson Rivard with the 31.8 and Will New with 31.82. So good times there. All right, where are we at here? Coming in, Tyler Sitter gets a 29.66 in that split. Kuldeep Ratchapatuni. Yeah, I think we're a little bit goofed up on the splits there. That's not a right time, so sorry, don't have a split for him. Sitter making that turn. Look at the big kick. I appreciate Sitter and the big kick that he distributes. You know what? Yeah, I think that is, yes. Sitter, that is Sitter handing it off to Ben Currens. Sitter came in with the 33.81. Ben Currens off. In lane 2, that is Neelan Ambalam, your 500 swimmer there. All right, a lot of yards swum by Neelan Ambalam tonight. I mean, gotta be kidding me. I mean, they swam a 50 free, 5 free. So all freestyle, doing a good job. All right, the split is 29:03 for Ben Currens in lane 4. Lane 2, where are we at? Neelan Ambalam, what you gonna give us? Yeah, splits aren't coming in, sorry folks. Due to COVID, I don't have a wristwatch up here with a separate statistician. My apologies. So Ben Curran's coming in strong. Big kick going on. Riley McRoberts is queued up to go to be that anchor swimmer for the A junior varsity. Riley is off. Safe start. That was a 32-22 by Ben Currans for that last split. Boy, that was a very safe start, so no DQ there. All right, off the blocks, and from lane 2 is Will Wynn. That last split was a 37-42 by Ben Currans. All right. Good job, good flip turn. Unfortunately, a quick breath by Riley McRoberts. 29:01. All right, a big swim. Love the vim and vigor here coming down. Will Wynn is just getting after it. A lot of effort going on with the arms. All the legs and arms are going crazy. Riley McRoberts is hearing his noise from his teammates. He's going to be coming in. The seed time for the A is a 4:03. 4:05.93 for the A JV relay. The JV-B relay is going to touch in at a 4:16.32. 2 seconds slower than the last time, but a great race nonetheless. And it should be noted, Coach Chris Morgan is mixing up these relays quite a bit. So while it is the A and the B relay, that doesn't mean the same guys go. That is a beauty of relays. You know, it isn't like soccer where you're like, who's the best left-footed midfielder? Well, so-and-so's fast, so-and-so has a good cross, so-and-so can dribble. Or hockey, who can stick handle better? So much subjectivity. Swimming, man, it's the clock. Who's on the A relay? Click, click. It's Sven. Click, click. It's Lars. Click, click. It's Tor. It's easy. It's easy to tell. So where the magic comes in is when it's placing the guys in the relays, because you have 3 relays, so you might not put all the fastest guys in the 4 free relay. You might spread it out in the medley relay and some of the others. So as we're talking here, lane 2 is Victor Santoyo Lopez. Lane 4 is Miguel San Jose. Those are your number 1 swimmers here in this varsity heat. So Santoyo Lopez coming in hot. Johnny Mezaritsky's on the blocks in lane 2. That is Harrison Bowie in lane 4. Mezaritsky has swam just a ton of yards tonight, as usual. Bowie, I like that effort. Good cadence. Bowie made the section team and got that last point in finals for the 5 free. Boy, his kick is coming in strong. What is his split? Mr. Bowie, what you got? He's got a 24.79 on that split. 26.41 for Johnny Mezaritsky. All right. This is your last race of the evening with this varsity 4 free relay. Mezaritsky coming in, but Harrison Bowie is coming in hard. Handing that off. Mr. Bowie says, go Derek Bango. Lane 2, Tyler Burby. Burby and Bango. 28.25 in lane 4 for Bowie. All right, let's see where we're at here with Derek Bango coming in solid and smooth. Hits the wall. 25.80 for Derek Bango. 26.70 for Tyler Burby. Right, this is their last 25 of the evening, and then they're off till tomorrow's practice with Chris Morgan, where he'll just give them a hard one. All right, who's on the blocks? Who is on the blocks? That is the section finalist champion, Emilio Santoyo Lopez in lane 4, off and running. Has a 28.44 that day Eric Bango finished with. Off and running in lane 2 is Roni Shrista, the senior. This is going to be fun to follow Emilio's time here. What's his split going to be? I'm guessing his split is going to start with a 2 and a 4. It's a still start, so it's always a little slower on that first. 24.37 for Emilio Santoyo Lopez. Roni Shrista, the senior, 25.07. All right, a lot of yelling here in the pool. I'm loving it. 3:30.29 is the A personal best, or relay best for the year. They're not coming close to that tonight. Emilio touches in with a 3:32.64. Sorry, we don't get a split on that last one. And there it is, touches in. Roni Shrista. That concludes your meet for this evening. This is unofficial, but you know, we don't know what Eastview's doing, but looking at the times, it should be pretty good times. Can't thank Eagan TV enough. We had Greg was producing great camera work once again. Thank you for Urgency Room for helping us out, sponsoring, and Minnesota Orthodontics. So this is Chris Morgan has just shouted up thank you to all the fans, and thank you Eagan TV. So he's a grateful dude, and so that's one of the reasons parents love sending their boys under the tutelage of Chris Morgan. Just very grateful. You can't be with them, and he tells the boys be grateful, because the amount of food that these guys consume during the peak of the swim meet is pretty unconscionable. So, in fact, at Cub the other day, or actually I bought gas, and they said, did you buy half a Cub with your gas rewards? Because you have a lot. So, Chris Morgan reported unofficially. It is an Eagan W by a large margin. You can't say the exact score because it has to go to the conference head, Greg Jorgensen, who actually is out of Eastview. But that will be a W for the Eagan Wildcats. So they're really pointing toward that section finals meet, that they want to grab that 8th straight title. Once again, you know, I can't think of any Eagan boys sport that has back-to-back section titles, much less 7. So thank you for supporting Eagan Swim and Dive. Thank you, Eagan TV. This is Gus Broman signing off. Have a good evening.